Hey everybody, Trolley Bully here, the troll you can trust, back with another Walking Dead Road to Survive video, featuring a quick look at the newest human shield to the game, Magna, Road to Survival 1. Magna being a blue human shield lets us know that in this state of the game, she will revolve heavily around an Impair-centric team. Keep in mind, having a human shield does take a toll on our damage output per turn, so having that Impair crowd control on her weapon to allow cutthroats to close the gap in damage difference is something to look at. So let's take a look at her stats in comparison to everybody else. We really don't care about her attack as a human shield, as if a human shield was to have a high attack, then their defense or their health would be sacrificed, and that's not what we really want for a human shield. Defense is where the bread and butter is at, in which she has insanely high defense, and it will scale nicely with a leadership and a weapon defense buff, and if you swipe right for the 50% extra defense when you human shield will be key. Health isn't the highest, so to help prevent her from dying turn 1, we want at least one source of a health increase. Also, Garrett, you're a dick for one-upping Dev on defense. Don't ever be the one-upper guy. Her Adrenaline Rush is mediocre damage to one enemy and all adjacent enemies to it, which we don't see too many of these from 6 stars, but it is an Adrenaline Rush that needs support with it. If you're going to potentially hit 3 or 5 people, you are potentially giving them AP and letting them hit whoever the next turn, as you're not going to be human shielding. So what Magna needs is a command. When the time comes and the enemy is about to slap dab Reno your team, make sure to use her AR and then command her to human shield so she can soak up major amounts of damage from the enemy team's adrenaline rushes. 50% from the defense from swiping and 50% from her AR will give you 100% extra defense. Her active is a turn 3 or turn 5 usage and will need support from a command as well. Turn 3 in case you just happen to go up against an entire team in which they have 86 ARs with no AP generation to their weapon or leadership, which is very unlikely. Or turn 5 and then commanded right after to human shield to get a slight bit of health and to prevent AP gain right after the usage of the enemy team's ARs, and to increase your chances of impairing them as soon as possible. Putting Impair when taking damage on her weapon would be the most ideal for not only damage control on the enemy, but if you can impair someone on the enemy team, then we have allowed ourselves a benefit from Cutthroat. Compared to Koa, Magna outshines him, I feel, as a human shield from a weapon standpoint. Human shields hardly ever attack, so it's all about damage taken modifiers, and negative AP down comes a bit short compared to Impair when taking damage. If you're going to run a human shield, then make sure you bring survivors who can heal and buff defense, as this will be extremely synergetic. Here are some team comps in which I feel that would be very well put together with Magna. Teams in which Magna is good against would be Erica teams. The Impair when taking damage with human shield should be able to impair a couple of enemies so that you can use your actives on the other enemies to then slowly unthread the enemy team. Normal Adrenaline Rush survivors such as Tyrese, as the longer it takes for someone to use an AR, the more attacks they need to do, thus an extra chance or extra chances of impairing them. Stun gun comps. The Impair when taking damage from weapons can buy us some time so that our offensive actives, such as Stun from Laura, can come off cooldown again before we're hit by too many Adrenaline Rushes. And also, human shields don't attack, so Stun when taking damage is something Magna will not be affected by. So if you happen to have the chance of coming up against a Magna, you have to ask yourself, what is probably one of the few best survivors to bring? Well, I got 2 for you right here, both free to play, and one of them is To Zeke. As if they run a human shield, they will have a lower damage output, as it is only 4 attacking and sometimes 3 if a command is used. So having 3 or 4 people attack with one of those being negated leaves us with 2 or 3 people attacking, which is not a lot of pressure. Rick rise to power as he runs an elusive plus focus, and he is an amazingly high damage burst yellow. That is the quick 3-minute rundown of Magna. I can go way more in depth and make a survivor spotlight of her if enough of you request of her, but other than that, thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed the video and made you laugh and informed you or anything positive, please give a nice karate chop to that subscribe and like button. Make sure to leave a comment down below, as support greatly appreciated, and other than that, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye!